Well, I first asked her, Vanessa, be straight with me, be honest with me. Is there any such thing, when you think about it, as a healthy Easter?
Of course, it's possible to be healthy all year round. Now, this doesn't just mean we are just going to be eating fruit and veg through Easter. You can still have the treats, but it's about making sure we've got lovely balanced meals and that we still get that chocolate in various forms.
Oh, give us some of the forms, if you will.
Oh, completely. So first of all, I want to say that luckily, chocolate actually comes from a plant originally, in its original form. So it's got some wonderful, wonderful properties. Now, there's a big range of chocolate. Some is really not particularly healthy, and some is much, much healthier. So there's things like your lovely dark chocolate. And some people might be saying, that's maybe a little bit boring. I want to do something a bit more fun at Easter. There are some brands that are completely dairy-free, high cocoa content, we call it. So they're going to have less sugar in, healthier ingredients. There's a brand, for example, called Ombar, O-M, bar, and they've got such delicious chocolate, and it is better for your health and better for the planet as well. It's dairy-free and higher quality ingredients. And they also do some milk versions, but made with oat milk, and it is creamy, delicious, tasty.
Wow. And I'm glad you brought in the environment, because Easter's not particularly good traditionally for the environment, what with all the packaging that our eggs come in and everything. So we've got to be a bit wary on that score as well, haven't we?
Yes, we always need to be wary of packaging. You know, there's so many things we can do, like, you know, making more food at home and avoiding packaging, taking our own bags to the supermarket. But for instance, what would make Easter a lot better for the environment is really thinking about the food that goes on our plates. So we know, for example, that we eat far too much red meat, which not only can contribute to things like heart disease and type 2 diabetes and other kind of issues, but it's the worst thing that we can possibly do when it comes to the environment, greenhouse gas emissions and deforestation. So, you know, having a look at doing maybe a lovely mushroom pie for your centerpiece is going to be much better for the environment than using something like lamb.
Yes, and Easter is sometimes about the Easter bunny. Bugs Bunny used to love a carrot.
That's right. You know, carrots all year round. And this is the other thing is, and you might be tempted, especially, you know, as a kid, to get up and the first thing you do, you're going to run and eat chocolate.
Yeah.
Let's eat properly and have wonderful balanced meals, and we can still eat the chocolate. You know, we do want to stay healthy and energized. So, you know, get your lovely oatmeal with fruit in, but then still have your lovely treats. And there are some wonderful, I'm going to say I'm not saying they're a health food, but healthier chocolate that's also dairy-free, better for the environment, more inclusive, because they take into account all the allergies. You know, and these are in supermarkets, brands like NOMO, which stands for No More Missing Out, NOMO. They have orange chocolate, cookie dough chocolate, and it is much better for the environment and more inclusive.
And why should we be thinking about this, not just at Easter, but throughout the year, Vanessa? Because you're a stickler for it, and you remain my best friend, you know, in this game.
Totally. Well, you remain mine as well. Every time we can talk about this. If our environment isn't healthy, we are not healthy. You know, we breathe because the trees can give us oxygen. If we're having to cut down huge amounts of trees and forests in order to graze animals for meat and dairy, we're affecting our own health. They create huge amounts of waste that go into our rivers, our waterways. They get polluted. That is all going to affect us and our health. And it affects what we call our biodiversity. So all of the massive diversity of species we can have on this planet has been going lower and lower every year to critical rates because of the way we are destroying our natural environment. And a huge part of that is to do with animal agriculture. So this doesn't mean we all have to cut everything out, but we do need to think about reducing, and that's going to help all of us in the long run.
Is there such a thing as a healthy hot cross bun?
Is there such a thing? Do you know what? One of my superpowers is making anything healthy. So I'm going to say yes, but there are going to be recipes online that you can use. Like, you can buy them in the supermarket, and they're they're still a treat, but they're not massively unhealthy. But you could make one yourself, for example, using date sugar or dates instead of sugar.
Yeah.
And I can't remember everything that goes into a hot cross bun right now, so you are challenging me.
Yes.
But certainly, if I had to sit down and create a healthy one, yes, there are easy switches on ingredients you could probably do that would make that bun very healthy. And you could top it with a bit of maybe peanut butter and some extra fruit, because you know I'm always about the extra fruit. And you would have a much healthier snack, wouldn't you?
Well, if there's one woman in the whole wide world that could come up with a healthy hot cross bun recipe, Vanessa Sturman, it would be you.
I think it would be my task and challenge, and I would happily take it on. And it's very likely still there if I got every single ingredient.
And the conclusion is, yes, it is possible to send your children out this Easter on a healthy Easter egg hunt.
That is completely right. And just also limiting those chocolates. Now, many of the chocolates that are even, dairy-free, they're still going to be healthier for you, but they are still, not a health food. Some of those chocolates, of course. So just limiting them, pairing them with fruit, etc. That's a really good way of making sure you're still going to have a healthy Easter.
So there you go. It can be done, and it's fun. Vanessa Sturman, a transformative health coach from Energize and Thrive, plant-based.